Welcome back. Well, I can hardly believe it. She's in the studio. I usually talk to her over on the West Coast. Warm welcome to the great Kinsey Schofield, our royal guru. How are you doing, Kins?
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. A wild few weeks of royal news.
Wow, it just gets more and more dramatic, doesn't it? Should we kick off with, I suppose, we want to get onto Andrew and Fergie in just a minute, but our friend Meghan yesterday released a Halloween video of pumpkins, her and Harry carving them, and this business of taking pictures of the back of their children's head.
Nothing is spookier than faceless children.
It's getting weird. It's getting weird. Anyway, have a look at the video. This is such a natural thing. I mean, they spent hours producing that, didn't they? Okay, so that's a Halloween thing for the kids and all that. Pumpkins, Harry carving the pumpkin, Meghan, kids running around. But as I say, I mean, no doubt she's got something to sell. So later today she'll say, I've got a new range of wine available or something like that.
Wait, no, what's the date? Because she told us to save the date for Tuesday, October 28th. So obviously, I'm sure
that's tomorrow, right?
This is a deep tease. This is the deep tease. Yeah, she's trying to garner some attention, so all eyeballs are on her for whatever the October 28th drop will be that will unimpress us as much as the slimy jam.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a prelude to something she wants to sell you tomorrow. Always uses the kids to flog stuff. For
sure, but how much of it is also we're not Prince Andrew? How much of it is also them trying to distance themselves? Look, we're having so much fun. We're wholesome. We're doing children activities. We drug Doria out of the basement. Look, Doria's here. The kids are here. They might be trying to distract from the Prince Andrew scandal because, you know, there's something so ironic to me. Sorry to go to my soapbox here, but for Harry to say that he's just trying to hold his family accountable with the book Spare, where he completely glosses over the Prince Andrew scandal, for Meghan to say a feminist and not stand up for sex trafficking of underage women. You know, you're not trying to hold anybody accountable. You only speak up when it directly affects your wife or your children. You know, he tries to say he's out there slaying dragons for the greater good. Then step up and say something about your uncle, who is, you know, a total stain on you and your family.
Yeah, well, I think that Harry, every day in every way, gets down on his knees and thanks God for the existence of his wicked uncle Andrew, because as long as Andrew's in the frame, people aren't concentrating on wicked Harry, who's whose nefarious behaviour isn't quite in the league of his awful uncle, but it's pretty bad anyway. So while we focus on the dreadfulness of Prince Andrew and the dreadfulness of Fergie, we kind of forget that there's this guy who's supposed to be the king's son over in California, who spent the last 5 years lobbing verbal hand grenades over the Atlantic at his dad, his family, calling them all racist, calling the entire nation slave drivers, and so on and so forth. So
and don't forget getting involved in U.S. politics that are none of his business. As somebody that insists on using his continuing to use his title, signing that paperwork about wanting to control superintelligence, artificial intelligence last week. Sit down. You're not even a citizen of the United States. Why should you have any say over what our laws are in the States when it comes to artificial intelligence? I think he's just jealous because he has no intelligence whatsoever. So, you know, super intelligence really intimidates him.
Artificial or real, anything. Harry doesn't have any intelligence, a bit like his uncle Andrew. They're the two Dumbos of the royal family. And there are tremendous similarities insofar as both of them, Andrew and Harry, desperately trying to make money out of their royal title, something that Her late great Majesty Queen Elizabeth II hated and despised, something the King doesn't like, but they're doing it. Harry's out there trying to make money out of being the Duke of Sussex, which he won't be after King William comes along. When William ascends to the throne, he'll get rid of Harry's titles, and he'll certainly get rid of Andrew's titles if he's still got them. because of course, although he agreed to stop using them last week, Kinsey, officially he still has them. We have to have an act of Parliament to strip him of those titles. The people of Britain, more than 80%, want that act of Parliament to happen. The King doesn't. Well, he's going to have to get used to it. We tell him what to do in these circumstances, not the other way round. We're in charge, not the royal family. We pay for them, they do what we tell them. And we will be telling His Majesty that Act of Parliament to strip Andrew of his titles that he doesn't want, it's going to happen, 100%. But today, Kinsey, your thoughts on this, the front page of The Sun, we showed it earlier, 2 pads, Andy. Outrageously, this man, this liar, and his lying wife, who basically clung on to a paedophile, didn't care he was a paedophile, but he had $1 billion, so that's why they clung on to him. They wanted his money. Fergie's said to have taken $2 million off Jeffrey Epstein over the years.
I feel like you're forgetting the most important part. Apparently, they both have a foot fetish, which is something we've
I didn't want to go into those things, but yes, indeed. Virginia Griffey chronicling what Andrew did to her on 3 continents. He denies it. No one believes him. She said he had a foot fetish and was very aggressive sexually. But so the King's been trying to get them. Everybody wants them out of the Royal Lodge, this 30-room mansion in the shadow of Windsor Castle. Looks like he's finally agreed that he might go, but in return, him and Fergie, because they both live there, are demanding 2 houses. Frogmore Cottage, that Harry and Meghan spent a couple of £1 million on, turning it into a beautiful place, and also Adelaide Cottage, where William and Kate currently live, but they're going to be moving to a much bigger place fairly soon. So in order to move out of this house, this huge place, Royal Lodge, used to be the Queen Mother's home, where he doesn't pay any rent, he's demanding 2 more houses. I just say it's time to tell this guy, you're on your own. You're on your own. You and Fergie, get out there, get a job or something. We're not giving you anything more, right?
Here's what my sources say. There is no negotiating with this guy. He has no terms. You can't negotiate. Like, it's my understanding, it's not if, it's when he moves out of Royal Lodge, as far as the powers that be, as far as they're concerned. So to hear that he would have the audacity to say, okay, I'll do it, but here's what I want in return, it doesn't surprise me based on some of the ways we've heard this man described in the past, the entitlement, the pure arrogance. But it's my understanding that he really doesn't have a leg to stand on. So whether he likes it or not, he's leaving Royal Lodge. And also, William's never going to go for this. With Prince Andrew in the Windsor vicinity, he becomes an incredible distraction for William's inevitable reign. He becomes, he remains a distraction for the British royal family. He needs to go away, he needs to disappear. We don't need to see him on horseback. We don't need to see him anywhere near this family if the family wants to continue.
Yeah, a couple of points to make there. Apparently royal staff have been told don't give him any more horses to go on these strange little rides that he goes on around Windsor Great Park. But there's a story going around that his brother, the King, will still allow him to host shooting parties. Well, this is exactly what's got to stop. No more of this. No more privileges. Kick him out of Royal Lodge and tell him to make his own way in the world. We've had enough of him, haven't we? Yeah,
he's a distraction, and he is he's jeopardizing the future of the monarchy.
Yes, he is.
Jeopardizing Prince William's future, and the King should be considerate of that. Although I am within the party that believes that this is not just a King problem, that the Queen's team should have been much more aggressive in their handling of Andrew as well. Randy Andy.
Randy Andy, I remember the Randy Andy days. Coup Stark and all that. Yeah, he's been an embarrassment his whole life, and now he is, you're right, I mean, it's serious. Unless the King gets tough with this guy, and indeed the royal family, and indeed the country, the very future of the monarchy is at risk. Something needs to be done, and something needs to be done very fast. We're hearing that William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, are hoping to move into their new home by bonfire night, November the 5th. And they want Andrew gone from Royal Lodge by then. I think there's a momentum, there's a direction of travel here, but I don't think we want this guy given 2 homes in return for giving up the current home that he's got, and we don't want him being able to host shooting parties. He shouldn't be given horses. He should be told, look, this is it, mate. You're not a royal anymore. Go and get a job. Simple as that. And
a legal one, please.
Yeah, indeed. Well, Kinsey, great to see you, and I will see you a little bit later. We're going to do some more work together. So the brilliant Kinsey Schofield, how exciting, in the studio. I will be with her later.